Hey guys, Christina here, and my sidekick, Jacob, is here with me today. And I have our curriculum choices for the upcoming school year to show you. So that's the 2019-2020 school year. We will have this toddler right here, as well as kids in grade 1, grade 4, grade 5, and grade 7. So I'll put notes down in the description box if you want to jump right to a grade or to a particular subject. But I did just want to share real quick that one of my goals for this year has been to reduce the amount of paper. So as I'm planning and prepping, I'm trying to find ways to reduce the amount of paper because we go through so much paper. And so I'll kind of show you as I go along what I've done. But one of the things I did do was I picked up this from Costco. This is a boogie board. And here, you want to write something, Jacob?
Yeah.
I'll let you write on it for a second, then we'll show everyone what you wrote. And the reason I got it was because we've tried doing the whiteboard with the pens before, and they get really squished, and so you can't write really well. But there is a lot of dictation and a lot of writing the kids need to do. So let's show them. So it has a little pen. You can see he just did some squiggles there, and then you erase it and you go again. It only has so many erases, so my kids have been told this is for school only. But I'm really hoping this is going to help us use less paper in our homeschool. So that said, let's turn the camera around and give you a look at everything we'll be using for our homeschool year, right?
Yeah.
Can you say ready? Say ready?
Yay.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So here is a quick overview of our history or social studies for the year. Now, it's a lot, so I'm going to go through this bit by bit. So this is mainly what we're using, the Story of the World, Volume 3. And I have the activity book that I bound with the answers to the tests at the very end here. And this is what we're primarily going to be using. Now, I wanted to do things a little different this year. So I asked my children what they would prefer to do. My oldest two decided that they wanted to do the tests. And so one way I've actually saved paper is I've put the tests and the maps. I've done 2 to a page and then done them double-sided. So they'll be doing the maps and the tests, and then there's a few extra just little activities and word searches I put in there as well. But this is all their paper for the year for history. Then my younger 2 children said that they would prefer to do something hands-on. So they have the same maps here and a few activities, and then I found this great lap book that I will link below. And so they are each going to be doing a lap book. There's one cutout and glue for each chapter, and this homeschool mom has provided it for free, which is amazing. And so they each are going to do that. I still need to buy the little books. I'm having trouble finding the little fold-out books I want to use for this, but this is what the 2 younger ones will be doing. So that is the basic for it. Then we really enjoyed adding literature in, and so I've gone through, I just have a few of the books on hand. There'll be some independent readers, there'll be some read alouds and some audiobooks we do. I have about 30 to 40 books. I'm trying to pare it down a little bit. I still have to buy some. We're getting lots from our library this year, so we'll be doing a lot of read alouds. Once I'm done the year, I'll go through all the books that we actually used, and then you can see what we thought of them and what we used. But there's a really quick look at what I have on hand. Now, the good and the beautiful history. So I was really curious about this history and thinking of using it after we finish our Story of the World cycle. Someone nearby was selling it, and because I'm in Canada, shipping so much, they were selling it really cheap. So I snagged it up so I could have a look at it. And so I've gone through and I've found the part that overlaps this to the Story of the World that we're doing this year. And I have some of the audio you can listen to marked, as well as we're going to be doing a couple of the stories from this big book of stories here that go along with the time. And then we're also going to be doing the history, Keys of History game as well. So we're going to be adding a little bit of this in, but this will be our main curriculum for the year for our history and social studies. So here is a look at our science, which we do family school style as well for the year. I still have my little helper. He's being so quiet. He's doing a great job. These are all units from the good and the beautiful. So we're going to be doing water and our world first. And as always, I will do a review of each of these as we finish them. I have everything prepped and ready to go in here. Then I'm going to let the kids choose. I think we'll probably do this in winter, but I will let them choose which they want to do next. Beginning chemistry. Now I do have planned for my 5-year-old, well, she'll be 6, to hang out with us while we do this, but it's more just for her to listen and to feel like she's involved. And again, I have everything ready to go there. And then marine biology. This one is still free, I believe, to print, which I did. And we will be completing that one. You can see right there. We recently went to the beach and to the ocean for the first time, and so these are going to be absolutely perfect for that. Now again, I put all of their kind of worksheets in these books, and there's a few pages with some note paper at the end of each of the science, but I tried to print only what we truly were going to need for the kids, so it's not a whole lot. This is one of my younger kids' books. You can see it's not a whole lot of paper. The chemistry is the most. And so everything is put together. I've just found with the 3-ring binders, they get torn out and they get messy. This is nice and tidy and compact. And those are the sciences that we will be doing for this school year. So here's a look at our health that we do together as well. Now this one here, maturation and sexual reproduction, is a unit study from the good and the beautiful. My husband is actually going through this right now with our 3 boys. We decided to do this in the summer just to kind of make it a little easier during the year, have a little more time. My son's playing with a beeping thing now, you can hear. So they are already about halfway through this, and it's just my 3 older boys. So my 8, 10, and 11-year-olds who are doing this. Then all of us will be going through these 2 books in the What to Do When series. We used 2 of the books last year and I really liked them. This is Mistakes, What to Do When Mistakes Make You Quake, and What to Do When You Grumble Too Much. So if you haven't seen these books, I do have a review of the 2 that we used, but they're very kid-friendly, and we're going to use those. Again, I have sections in their books for them, for their health. So just a few sheets. You can see they've started the sexual maturation one. These are the 2 together. And then we are going to be doing a unit at the end of the year on health. The food guide in Canada was just revised earlier this year, and so the company or the organization that kind of offers a number of these worksheets and such, they're revising it right now. So I just printed a few, but I may print a few more once it comes out. Just about healthy living, what is a serving size, and what does our food guide now look like, because it is not what I grew up with the set food groups. It's quite different. So again, I tried to print as few pages as possible for our health, and that's what we will be doing this year. So moving on to more of the elective things, our children will be continuing using the Good and the Beautiful Typing 1 and Typing 2, our 3 oldest boys, so again, grade 4, 5, and 7. The 2 older boys are going to finish this book. My younger one will be finishing this year, this book, Typing 1. They've actually been doing this through the summer. We're trying something different, just doing a few things through the summer, one of them being typing, so that they can finish this off by the end of September and put it away for the year and focus on other things. Then for French, I really was trying to find something that was more of a curriculum or written French program. We've tried Rosetta Stone, they use Duolingo, we do the movies and books and songs. And I found something that looked great out of Quebec and then found out it's like out of print. I can't buy it anywhere. So I just picked these up from Chapters this year. This one is super simple. But just for my kids to get a little more experience seeing the writing in French and writing it. And I'm going to continue looking for something else for them too that's a little more advanced, particularly for my oldest, since he used to be in French immersion, all of them did. And they need to just keep learning that. So if you have any suggestions on like a true French curriculum, particularly something out of Quebec, would be great. But this is what we'll be using for those electives. All right, moving on to my first grader. So we use Saxon Math, so she will just be going straight into Math 1. I haven't even opened this yet. I have a review on my channel if you want to see this. We don't use their kindergarten, so this will be her first time with a formal math curriculum. And then we're going to be using The Good and the Beautiful, Level 1. Now, someone gave this to me. So this is the old one. They just put out an updated one, and this is not the updated one. But since I already had this ready to go, I wasn't going to pay to get a new one. So we're going to use Level 1. We have the Level 1 reader, the mini book, the phonics cards, her little notebook to write on. And then she'll be doing Level 1 handwriting. Now, she did Level 1 last year, and she really enjoyed it, and so I don't think she'll mind doing Level 1 again. That way it just kind of corresponds with the levels a little better. Well, I decided not to put plastic on the front because they often just get ruined anyway, so that will be her handwriting. And then someone actually passed this on to me, Explode the Code 3.5. I think it might be a little advanced for her, but I'm just going to keep it on hand, and if it is something she wants to do, then we will go ahead and use this as well along with that. So that is her grade 1 main subjects that she'll be doing. So here's a look at my grade 4's main subjects. So he'll be starting Saxon 5-4. That book has been through 2 kids already. It's a little rough. And again, I just feel like the 3-hole punch they rip and get lost. And so I ended up binding everything in here, and I inserted the tests and paper in the spots where he would need them. So the map all stays together and tidy. He will be moving on to Level 4 handwriting from The Good and the Beautiful. Let's see what that looks like there. Again, I have the little e-writer in place of paper for his dictation this year. And then he is finishing up Level 3 of The Good and the Beautiful. He has about 45 lessons left, so he'll be finishing that up probably in about 2 months or so. And then he'll be moving on to Level 4, which I do have, but I did not bring down because it's put away right now. And he will continue with that through the year and see how far he gets on that one. So that's a look again at my son who is in grade 4, his main subjects for the year. All right, so my son who is going to be in grade 5, he is partway through Saxon 6-5, so he will be continuing on with this one and then moving on to the next level at some point in the year. Again, the e-writer for dictation. He'll be using handwriting 5 this year. And he will be doing The Good and the Beautiful, Level 5. This is my favorite level so far that we've done, so I'm really excited to go through it with him. There's the checklist there. I'll do a review of this in the upcoming months, and you can see that. There's the shared reader, the individual reader, and he's still working on these cards as well. So that is what my grade 5 son will be doing this year. All right, for my son who is in grade 7, he will be finishing up Saxon Math 8-7. He's about 30 lessons in, so he'll be doing this for most of the year. And then he'll be moving on to the Algebra 1-2. Again, same e-writer type thing for him. He'll be doing handwriting 7. Level 6 had a lot of American content, and so we just skipped that one. This one has some Canadian content in it, which we're really excited about. So he'll be moving on to that one. He'll be finishing up Level 5 of The Good and the Beautiful for language arts. I think he has about 60 lessons left in here, and then he'll be going on to Level 6. And he's working through the same cards as his brother. So that is what the main subjects for my child in 7th grade will be doing. I now have 2 people watching me film this. So that's kind of an overview of everything we're going to be using. I do have a few more things to show you though. So once again, we're having the kids use these books. The complete Canadian curriculum. They're just doing the social studies and the science. So we have grade 4, grade 5, and then grade 7, it actually divides. It does geography and history separately. So we're having our kids do these just because we don't follow our local program of study, and so it kind of gives the kids an idea of what kids in school are learning, what some of their friends are learning, so they have a very just general idea. They can still be part of a conversation or whatever, even if we haven't studied it yet. So they're actually doing that through the summer, and they should be finished around the end of September. Again, just to kind of make our year go a little smoother. So that's why we decided to do those early this year. Also picked up Professor Noggins. This, oh, there you go. Life in the Ocean. We'll be using this with our science units. Now this is one that we've already owned. Because we're Canadian and The Good and the Beautiful covers geography, but the cards that the kids are doing are mostly US states, I'm gonna go ahead and have them start working on these next and memorizing the facts about Canadian geography because we only have 13 provinces and territories. They already know those. Those are pretty quick and easy. All right, so then also to go with geography, I found this really cool puzzle at Costco. It was $10.99. And this is more just for my kids to play with. But what I really liked about it too was that it came with this Atlas of the World picture book. And I've been trying to find a geography program that focuses on the Pacific Islands because my husband is from Fiji and I really want my kids to understand kind of the area and the countries in that area. And we have family in New Zealand and Australia and stuff. And they had this great page in here that really shows the islands. So I'm still looking for a program. I did download Charlotte Mason's program, but it didn't feel like it quite covered the Pacific Islands. It was more Australia and New Zealand. So if you have a recommendation for me, if you know anything that focuses on the area of the world, please let me know. But yeah, I did like this map here because it's very detailed there. I also grabbed from our local homeschool store, this book was on sale and it's one that goes along with the, I believe it's the marine biology. So I just picked this one up, it was real cheap. We also got this one here to go along with our chemistry. This is the Elements of Visual Encyclopedia of the Periodic Table. And so this is something that will be used for many years. And it's just really interesting. Breaks it down by element. And you can see what each element is actually used in. So we'll be using that for a few years, I'm sure. Now I also picked up a little kit here. This is a fractions kit. So I just kind of tipped that out, but each little circle has different fractions. There's like thirds, halves, quarters, eighths, whatever. And that's gonna be used by a number of my children throughout the year and for years to come. Just for that real kind of hands-on when they're learning with fractions and dealing with fractions. We also have musical multiplication. We picked this up in the spring and have been using it. Going to continue using it with my younger children just to help really make sure that they know their multiplication facts. I also picked up the spelling rules flashcards. I'm still figuring out how I want to incorporate these just to help, again, really solidify the spelling rules so that they know what they are. And then finally, we're gonna continue working on the Book of Virtues. I think this is second year or third year we'll be doing this. It's really thick. It's gonna be like a 4 to 5 year project to get through this. We just read one a day, 4 days a week, like one little section. And we're still working on that. Other than that, we still have things like the kids are doing piano lessons this year. We're working on which sports they want to do, and we'll kind of see what else we add in. There is some art in their language arts program, and then we'll be adding some in with our history as well, like we did last year, and that will be our art for the year. So if there's anything I missed, if you have any questions, I know it's a lot, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section below, and I will try and answer them for you. Otherwise, I hope that this finds you having a great day. Take care.